The United States Marines have new vessels the world doesn't know about. Hidden away from prying eyes, the U.S. Marines are deploying powerful new combat boats, each worth a mind-blowing $500 million. Built for speed, stealth, and unmatched firepower, these high-tech vessels are designed for secretive operations in the most challenging waters. But what makes these boats so special, and why are they kept under wraps? Let's explore the capabilities of the $5 million combat vessels that the U.S. Marines have been hiding. For years, attention has focused on the Navy's mighty aircraft carriers, highlighting their power and influence. While this is certainly true, combat boats often go unnoticed despite their essential role in naval operations. Well, just like the USS Gerald aircraft carrier is the most powerful in the world, we would be unveiling some powerful combat boats that the U.S. has deployed in secret. Beginning with the Combatant Craft Medium, or Mark I CCM, often used by Navy SEALs and other special operations forces. It is a U.S. Navy patrol boat made for the Navy's Special Warfare Command. Built by Vigor Industrial, this versatile boat can handle many missions. The CCM is highly secretive, designed for stealth and speed, and used for secret missions, including reconnaissance, rapid insertion and extraction, and special operations in hostile or denied areas. It is also designed to support special operations by providing small-caliber gunfire, carrying forces into and out of mission areas, performing coastal patrols, stopping and searching other vessels, and carrying out counterterrorism and reconnaissance. The CCM also assists with training allies in defense tactics. The Combatant Craft Medium was first planned as a replacement for the retired Mark V Special Operations craft, but the initial proposal was canceled in 2010. Later, the U.S. Navy requested a new design that could be transported by a C-17 aircraft instead of the smaller C-130, which had carried older RH Hibs used by naval special warfare. Designed by Michael Peters Yacht Design, the CCM grew from Oregon Iron Works' earlier Alligator and Sealing models, initially developed with help from Israel's Defense Forces. In 2011, Oregon Iron Works and United States Marine Inc. received contracts to adapt their designs. Oregon Iron Works was ultimately chosen in 2014 to build 35 CCMs over 7 years under a $400 million contract with U.S. Special Operations Command. Shortly after, Oregon Iron Works joined with Vigor Industrial to help manage production, with Leidos handling electronics. The first CCMs, arriving in 2015, offered a low-profile design with longer range, improved stability in rough seas, and better protection for crews than the older RH Hibs. The boats also came with advanced equipment, like remote weapon stations, tracking systems, GPS, and tactical radios. While each boat is numbered, they aren't given names and are operated by SWCC boat teams. In May 2023, Norway's Naval Special Operations Command received U.S. approval to buy 2 CCMs, expected for delivery in 2025. Another boat rumored to be part of the U.S. Special Operations Fleet is the Stiletto, also known as the M80, an experimental vessel known for its innovative hull design that allows for stealth and minimal radar detection. Although not officially classified as secret, its capabilities and operations are closely guarded. Also, these boats allow special forces to operate covertly, often in high-risk, sensitive areas where stealth and minimal detection are crucial. The M80 Stiletto is a fast U.S. Navy vessel designed to operate close to shore. At 88 feet long, its unique M-hull shape offers a stable yet quick platform for carrying surveillance equipment, weapons, or special ops teams. This hull design helps it stay steady even at high speeds or in rough waters, without needing extra stabilizers. With a shallow draft, the Stiletto can travel in shallow coastal areas, rivers, and even beach landings. Its sleek front design makes it harder to spot on radar. It's powered by 4 Caterpillar engines, hitting speeds over 60 knots and covering up to 500 nautical miles fully loaded. Jet drives can also be added for operations in shallow waters and beach landings. A rear ramp allows for launching and retrieving small boats or underwater vehicles, while the top deck can launch drones. Weighing 45 tons, it's light enough to be lifted onto a cargo ship, yet can carry a hefty 20-ton payload. Built with strong, lightweight carbon fiber materials, the Stiletto costs about $6 to $10 million per craft, making it the largest U.S. naval ship using these advanced materials. Moving on to the most recent U.S. combat boat, the Mark VI patrol boat. Designed for the U.S. Navy, it was introduced in the mid-2010s to provide enhanced coastal and riverine defense capabilities. The Mark VI is a fast, agile boat with a range of about 600 nautical miles and a top speed exceeding 35 knots. It's equipped with advanced weapon systems, including remote-controlled machine guns and missile launchers, and offers superior surveillance capabilities. This patrol boat is used by the U.S. Navy to operate in rivers and coastal waters. The first two Mark VI boats were sent to Coastal Riverine Group 2 in September 2015. In April 2016, two boats were sent to Bahrain, making Coastal Riverine Squadron 2 the first to use them in the Persian Gulf under Task Force 56, replacing the older riverine command boats. In 2016, two more boats joined Coastal Riverine Group 1 and were deployed to Guam in 2017. Another boat went to Bahrain in 2018 to replace a prototype craft that was then returned to the U.S. and put into storage. A third boat also went to Guam, completing the initial deployments. Rotating crews from the Navy's Coastal Riverine Force handled these forward-deployed boats. By 2018, all 12 boats had been delivered, completing the Navy's order, although several other countries are interested in possibly buying the Mark VI boats for their own use. What led to the creation of these sophisticated combat vessels? The Mark VI patrol boat, built by Safe Boats International, marks a shift in the Navy's focus from deep water battles to coastal and shallow water operations. Replacing the older riverine command boats, it is bigger, tougher, and packed with modern weapons, advanced communication, and surveillance tech. It's not a substitute for the Mark V Special Operations craft, used by Special Warfare combatant crewmen from 1998 to 2012. This patrol boat handles a range of missions, from patrolling shallow waters and conducting search and seizure operations to escorting important cargo in foreign ports and supporting special forces. Safe Boats delivered the first of 12 Mark VI vessels in 2014, with the first two officially joining Coastal Riverine Group 2 on September 8, 2015. By 2018, 3 Mark VI were operating in the Persian Gulf with the U.S. Fifth Fleet. Let's get into the details of what exactly they look like. The Mark VI patrol boat is an 85-foot powerhouse, much larger than earlier Navy patrol boats, with room for a crew of 10 and space for 8 additional personnel. Inside, it's built for comfort and endurance, featuring shock-absorbing seats, noise-reduced berthing, and a galley, allowing the crew to handle rough seas without excessive fatigue or risk. Its advanced tech suite offers real-time command, communication, surveillance, and intelligence, enhancing situational awareness and adaptability for various missions, with screens throughout for crew updates. Standard armaments include 2 remote-controlled 25mm guns and 650 caliber machine guns, plus mounts for M250, M134, and MK-19 grenade launchers. The boat also features the MK-50 gun weapon system for remote operation below deck and can be fitted with BGM-176B Griffin missiles. Lightweight armor protects critical areas like crew spaces, engines, and fuel tanks. Powered by 2 MTU diesel engines, this patrol boat can reach over 35 knots, 40 miles per hour, and cover 600 nautical miles. The flexible aft cabin can hold Navy SEALs or medical supplies, while the rear deck allows for launching small boats, drones, and underwater vehicles. Its height-adjustable mast lets it fit into amphibious ship well decks, enabling easy deployment from various Navy ships. Each Mark VI costs $15 million. Amongst the Marine combat boats are littoral combat ships, or LCS. The Freedom class is one of 2 ship types in the U.S. Navy's littoral combat ship program, designed for operations in coastal waters. Created by Lockheed Martin and Fincantieri's subsidiary Marinette Marine, it competed against the Independence-class ship by General Dynamics and Austal to build a fleet of small, versatile warships. The Freedom-class ship is a semi-planing steel monohull with an aluminum superstructure. It's 377 feet long, weighs 3,500 metric tons, and can reach speeds of 47 knots. Designed for flexibility, it has a modular frame for quickly swapping mission modules, a helicopter deck with launch and recovery capabilities, and launch areas for boats at the stern and side. A Trigon system moves helicopters in and out of the hangar, while a stern ramp and a starboard door allow launching of mission equipment. Inside, a 3-axis crane helps handle modules or cargo. However, the ship has had electrical issues. The front deck holds a modular weapon zone for either a 57mm gun or a missile launcher, with a rolling airframe missile launcher above the hangar for defense and .50 caliber guns on top. The Fleet-class unmanned surface vessel can operate from this ship type. The ship typically has a core crew of 40, plus mission and aviation teams, totaling around 75. Automation allows a smaller crew, cutting costs, though the workload can be tough. 2 ship crews rotate on 4-month deployments. 4 diesel generators provide 3 megawatts of power, covering the ship's needs. While fuel costs are estimated to be only 8% to 18% of total operating costs, there's debate over fuel efficiency compared to the Independence class. In 2012, a cybersecurity check highlighted weaknesses in the Freedom class's computing system, which manages the whole ship. Critics argue that both the Freedom and Independence classes have lower survivability than the frigates they're meant to replace. However, Lockheed says the Freedom class hulls are stronger due to advanced steel, making them more resilient than earlier frigates. Milwaukee was the first ship in the Freedom class to use advanced cavitation performance water jets, specifically the Rolls-Royce Axial Flow Waterjet MEMS K1. These innovative jets create partial vacuums in water thanks to a better blade design. While they don't boost the ship's top speed, they improve fuel efficiency by 10% and reduce noise and vibrations. This means lower life cycle costs, easier maintenance, and potentially better performance at slower speeds. In 2014, the Navy decided to add these water jets to all future Freedom-class ships. The early Freedom and Independence-class ships were delivered before their designs were fully developed, allowing for improvements to be made in later models. Many enhancements for the Freedom class stemmed from issues encountered during Freedom's first deployment, such as power outages, corroded equipment, and a malfunctioning air compressor. To improve reliability, the anchor winch, hydraulic unit, and mooring capstan were replaced with a single electric chain winch on the main deck, and a lighter towing chain was introduced to keep water out of the anchor windlass room. To combat corrosion, the impressed current cathodic protection system was upgraded by adding protections to the waterjet inlet tunnel. Changes began with LCS-3, which saw a longer stern transom and additional buoyancy tanks to enhance stability and service weight. Additionally, LCS-5 featured a simpler gas turbine electric start system to help cut costs and reduce the ship's overall weight. Starting with LCS-17, Freedom-class ships will be outfitted with the advanced TRS-4D naval radar. This AESA radar, made by Airbus Defence and Space, is similar to the one used in German Phone 25-class frigates, but will feature a rotating design, marking the first use of an AESA rotating radar on a U.S. Navy ship. The TRS-4D combines mechanical and electronic scanning for 3D capabilities, making it more sensitive to detect smaller targets with greater accuracy and faster tracking speeds. The Independence class is the second class of littoral combat ship. The whole design originated from a project by Austal aimed at creating a fast ship that could cruise at 40 knots. This design eventually became the high-speed trimaran ferry HSC Benchajigwa Express. General Dynamics and Austal then proposed the Independence class as a contender in the Navy's plan to create a fleet of smaller, agile warships for operations near the shore. Initially, only 2 ships were approved to compete with Lockheed Martin's Freedom-class design. Although the plan was to build only the winning class, in 2010, the Navy decided to order up to 10 more ships from each class, making a total of 12 ships per class. In March 2016, they announced plans to add 2 more ships, increasing the total order to 13 for each class. In early September 2016, it was revealed that the first 4 ships of the LCS program would serve as test ships instead of joining the fleet. This group includes the lead ships Independence and Coronado. As of May 2019, 9 ships had been commissioned. In February 2020, the Navy announced plans to retire the first 4 LCS ships. On June 20, 2020, it was confirmed that all 4 would be taken out of service in March 2021 and placed in inactive reserve because upgrading them to match the newer ships would be too costly. The Independence class design started at Austal as a plan for a fast cruise ship. The main goals were to achieve speed, stability, and passenger comfort. The team discovered that a trimaran hull provided better comfort and stability compared to catamarans and monohulls. This idea eventually led to the creation of Austal's high-speed ferry, the HSC Benchijigwa Express. These ships are impressive, measuring 418 feet long, with a width of 104 feet and a draft of nearly 13 feet. Typically, the crew consists of 40 sailors, but this number can grow depending on the ship's mission. The living quarters with bunks are located beneath the bridge, and instead of traditional steering wheels, the helm is operated using joysticks. Thanks to the trimaran hull, these ships can still reach impressive speeds of about 50 knots and travel a long distance of 10,000 nautical miles. Austal claims that their design is more fuel efficient, using about a third less fuel than the competing Freedom class. However, the Congressional Budget Office noted that fuel costs would only make up 18% or less of the total lifetime cost for the Freedom class. One major issue with the Independence class is the lack of bridge wings, which has been identified as a significant problem in the entire LCS program. Retrofitting these wings onto existing ships will be necessary. Additionally, the lightweight aluminum used in the Independence class ships makes them more susceptible to damage compared to the Freedom class vessels. The first ships of both LCS classes set sail before their designs were fully polished, paving the way for exciting upgrades in future vessels. The Navy is enhancing the Independence class with bridge wings for improved safety and replacing the 17-foot rigid hull inflatable boat with a beefier 23-foot model. To combat corrosion, a new protection system will be installed, ensuring these ships can brave the elements. Like their Freedom class counterparts, Independence vessels will utilize axial flow water jets, which push water parallel to the impeller shaft, boosting efficiency and cutting down on maintenance. What's truly innovative about the Independence class LCS is its versatility. These ships can switch roles by changing mission packages, each equipped with specialized gear like weapon systems and sensors. The Navy has a range of mission modules lined up, focusing on anti-submarine warfare, mine countermeasures, surface warfare, and special operations. The plan is for the mine countermeasures and surface warfare modules to be ready by 2014 and the anti-submarine warfare module by 2016. The Independence class is armed for self-defense and command, but what sets it apart is its ability to utilize tailored mission modules rather than fixed weapons. These modules can include everything from manned aircraft and drones to off-board sensors and specialized teams. With interior space larger than some destroyers, these ships serve as impressive platforms for rapid transport and maneuvering. They are equipped with the advanced Raytheon C-RAM missile defense system, which cleverly combines the sensors of the Phalanx 1B weapon system with an 11 missile launcher. They are outfitted with cutting-edge radar and communication systems for exceptional situational awareness. Designed with angled surfaces to minimize radar visibility, these vessels are built for stealth. The spacious flight deck can support two SAH-60 Seahawk helicopters or multiple drones, offering diverse capabilities like airlift, rescue, and anti-submarine operations. Notably, in 2017, the USS Detroit made history as the first literal combat ship to successfully test-fire the AGM-114 Hellfire missile. The Navy has also put the Naval Strike Missile through its paces on the USS Coronado, officially selecting it as the primary anti-ship weapon for the LCS. The control system for the Independence class, developed by General Dynamics, employs an open architecture computing framework that enhances mission control and coordination. After early ships experienced significant corrosion issues, Austal implemented robust anti-corrosion measures on the remaining vessels. However, in May 2022, it was revealed that several Independence-class ships developed hull cracks above the waterline, particularly when traveling over 15 knots in rough seas. The Navy plans to address this by replacing the affected plates with thicker materials, assuring officials that these cracks do not compromise safety. In December 2014, the Navy's decision to base the small surface combatant on upgraded versions of the Independence and Freedom LCS marked another exciting chapter in naval innovation. This move aims to bolster firepower and protection. Austal proposed various enhancements, but the Navy opted to retain the 57mm gun while adding advanced radar and a new over-the-horizon missile system. Additionally, Austal has introduced the multi-role vessel, a smaller trimaran designed for border protection and anti-piracy missions. They also presented a more heavily armed design for the Navy's new frigate class, capable of carrying a range of missiles and anti-submarine technology, promising to elevate naval operations to new heights. Thanks for watching. While you are still here, click on the link appearing on your screen to check out another of our videos. See you there.